Hey, happy Thursday, everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday break. My family and I, we were up in Steamboat with my mom, just celebrating and kind of spending some time together as a family before we hit, the really busy season for us. So thank you to Nikki, who captained last Sunday, and everybody who showed up to help. Looking at our numbers, it looks like we had a lot of kids last Sunday, which is amazing considering the fact that it was a holiday weekend. So good job, team. We are in a new month. The Sunday will be a new month. It'll be December, you guys. I don't know. It's hard to believe we're already here to December. And so we are starting a brand new series called City of Angels. And what it does is it takes the Christmas story from the perspective of the angels. So when they appear to like Mary and Joseph, to the shepherds, to the wise men. And so it's a really beautiful way of looking at the story. I love that it's just a very different perspective for a story that even for our kiddos can feel like, hey, we've heard this like a gazillion times. So it's going to be really fun. There's really cute angel crafts and stuff like that. That's going to happen each week. With it being December, there is still a lot happening. But before I get into all of that, the adults are starting a new series. So Sunday also starts our Advent, which is the 4 weeks before Christmas. And it means all about Advent means like waiting and longing. And the series for the adults is going to be based upon this book by Tish Harrison Warren, and she wrote Liturgy of the Ordinary. And so what we're going to do is they're actually selling this book for anybody who would like a copy to go along. I actually started reading it this morning. It's really beautiful. Really excited. I was like, part of me, like I had to force myself to stop because I wanted to just keep reading it and reading it. I might do that later if I have extra time. But so they're selling it for $5. However, you guys, if you want a copy of this, do not buy it. I actually told them like, hey, you guys, I want 30 copies for me. I would like to gift this to you guys as just as a thank you and appreciation for all that you guys do for our kids on Sundays. And I hope you guys have heard me say this several times. Like, I care about you guys, more than just how you show up and serve. And so just take this as a gift. Go through it for Advent. It's really beautiful. Like I said, I can't wait to continue to read through it. So it's really, I'm really enjoying it. So I hope you guys, so come find me on Sunday and I'll give you your copy of this. So don't buy one unless you want to buy some for gifts for other people or something like that. But I have a copy for you. You don't have to pay for it. Just come and find me and I will have it for you. Second of all, last week, you guys, I sent out an email and I talked about the Examen. And it's a prayer that kind of helps you focus on how is God interacting within my day. So I sent you guys last week a link that kind of helps you with that. So which I love, by the way, I was reading the first chapter in here and it talks all about like Advent as in Christ in the past, Christ in the present, and Christ in the future. And so I love how it talks about like how God is like in the present, like God is with us, God's actively working. And so all I could think about was the Examen and how that's just a prayer that's designed to help us figure out like how is God interacting and working throughout our days. And so I would just encourage you guys, if you haven't tried that yet, to look for my email from last week that has a guide on there. If you have tried it a couple times, I would love for you guys to just let me know how that went. Like I said, it's one of my favorite prayer practices. And I would just encourage you guys to try it a couple of times. So with that being said, so we're starting a brand new month, City of Angels. There's a lot happening. So this Saturday, December 2nd, is our gingerbread house decorating. We still have space for more people to show up. So if you guys haven't signed up yet, just come. It's a great way it's a fun family event that's like, oh man, even if you're like, oh, well, we like to do gingerbread houses at home. Here's what I love about the event is I don't have to buy anything. I don't have to put forth the expense. My kids get to do it with their friends. And it's just a fun way to do it without me having to do all the work or effort at my own house because Sarah's doing all the work for you guys. She's buying all the supplies. I'm putting the kits together and helping you guys figure out what to do. And so plus there's fun games and stuff in between the building and stuff like that. So I would encourage you guys to come if you have the time. It'll be fun. We have some great prizes and stuff like that. So I would encourage you guys to sign up just so that way we make sure we have enough supplies. And there's still some time. Invite a friend or somebody to join you guys. I just sent Abigail to school this morning with like 5 flyers, and I'm like, invite 5 of your closest friends at school to this event. Because, we've talked about how, these events are fun and they're important, but they're a great way to invite people to things that, they may not show up to church on a Sunday. They may not even show up to church on Christmas Eve if you invite them, but they may be willing to show up here And it's just a great way to kind of start introducing them to, just you, your family, and to the church, to where they can kind of see we're not these like weird people. So it's just a great first step for a lot of people that don't know Jesus. So then we got the Advent thing. That Advent starts on Sunday, December 3rd. Also this Sunday, our preschool through Epic kiddos start their collection for the Severe Weather Shelter Network. That's one of our church partners. And they put out an email saying, hey guys, we could use these supplies for our season. And so we're going to I'll send out specific details to the teachers, but just so you guys are all aware of that starts this Sunday. We'll collect through the next 3 Sundays. We are going to do some competition amongst the classes. And just the biggest thing is, if you guys see families walking in with supplies for that, don't have them put it in the collection bin that's sitting out there. Have the kids take it to class, because we do need to tally up in the class, like how many things did you bring, so that we can report it, because we're going to put some thermometers out in our lobby as a way of showing here's what our kids have done so far. This weekend, they're also going to be doing some crafts for Hope House, which is another one of our partners. They're going to be creating some meal bags. And so we're going to create some crafts and cards and stuff like that where the kids can put into these bags to help bless the moms and families at Hope House. The other thing coming up is we have our Christmas play on the 17th. Even if you don't have kiddos in the play, but you guys are free, I would invite you guys to come join and watch and see that the kids participate. They are working really hard. Becca is doing an amazing job getting everything organized and planned out for that. So I would encourage you guys, if you're free on late afternoon, early evening of the 17th, to come and watch the kids. And then the 22nd, you guys, we are going to do a carol service in the city. And I think we'll announce more details this Sunday, but it's basically 1 hour at our church in the city downtown, which is where our East Denver meets on Sunday mornings. It's going to be an hour-long carol service. So if you love to sing Christmas carols, it's going to be kid-friendly. But we will have childcare for younger kids. But it's just going to be a fun time. So if you, as you're looking at your calendar and planning out parties and stuff like that, if you have Friday the 22nd available, go ahead and block that time out, because it's going to be a fun time. And then last but not least is we have our Christmas Eve services. So Christmas Eve is actually on a Sunday this year. We are not going to have church Sunday morning like we typically do. We are going to actually do afternoon services for Christmas Eve. So we have a 2 and a 3:30 service. And for those of you who've been around our church for a while, you know this, but if you haven't been around our church for a while, you haven't really paid attention, we only offer Vineyard Kids for kids like basically preschool and younger. So 5 and younger, we will have a class for them. Typically for this, I hire sitters from our childcare agency, because I want everybody to sit and participate in the Christmas Eve service with themselves, with their families. However, if you're like, hey, there's 2 services, we're free Christmas Eve, we don't have a lot of plans. If you want to help out one of those classes, please let me know. I would love to have our people back there, but I also know that, like, again, if you have kids, or you have, like, you're out of town, or you have family, like, I get that. But if you are available to teach, or you want to hang out with their kiddos and help teach our preschoolers, because we actually do a curriculum with them on Christmas Eve, please let me know so I can start making plans, so I know which sitters we need to hire and whatnot. But there's no pressure with that. But with that being said, a lot of our kids do sit in service. And so I always make these little worship bags that have goodies for the kids to play with and engage with during the service. So if anybody's free, the week between the 17th and the 24th, that would be willing to help put together some of those bags, please let me know, and I'll get you all the supplies. I think we'll put together probably about 100 bags. I think I did 75 last year and we ran out, so I want to make sure we have plenty this year. So if you, like I said, if you're free to help out with that, let me know, and once I get all the supplies together, I will send that out to you. So that's it for now, you guys. Preschool, elementary, and Epic teachers, double check your email, because you have some more specific details around the supply collections and some other things that are happening this month for you guys. Thank you all so much for all you do. Yeah, happy December.